Having a good lender is everything in a real estate transaction. It can really make or break the deal. So I'm rolling up on some of my favorite lenders, answering some of my buyers' questions and getting the info. Let's do it! Today I'm here with an amazing lender who I have worked with on plenty of deals over the past few years. This is Miss Shirhonda.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to talk to you about things that you need to know before you start house shopping. Things that your lender should be letting you know before you get with me or your agent and start looking at houses. So, take it away.
Hi guys. Okay, there are 5 main things that you need to know. And this is, it's going to feel like when you go through the loan process that the lender is going to get all in your business. They will, because you borrow money from them.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. And they need to, basically, they need to show that you have the capacity to borrow money and pay it back with the least amount of issues, okay? That's what getting pre-approved is for. So, the first thing that you're going to need to know from your lender is what type of loan you qualify for, okay? Everybody's circumstances is not going to be the same. So if your cousin got a certain type of loan, that don't mean you're going to get the same type of loan.
Right.
You know, so that's something that you need to know. The different loan types are conventional, FHA, VA, and USDA. Okay, and each of those loan types have different criteria. So the second thing that your lender needs to tell you before you get with your realtor and have them show you like all types of beautiful pretty houses, you need to know what is the price range that you need to stay around, okay? Because, for example, let's say you like homes that are $300,000 and you're doing the minimum down payment. Estimated, that's going to make your mortgage payment about $1,700 to $1,800. And you may not want to do that. Your budget may be like $1,000 to $1,200 to $1,500. So speak to your lender, and what they're going to do, they're going to ask you about your income, your employment history. They're going to ask you about the debts that you currently have, and they're going to do a calculation so you can see like what's your wiggle room and what price range you need to stay in based on your circumstances, okay? Again, don't get in the habit of like overly comparing your situation, okay? Because your situation may be totally different, okay? You may make the same amount of money as somebody, but you may have more debt than them, or they may have more debt than you. So see what's going on based on your circumstances, okay? The third thing, you need to find out how much your estimated payment will be. Okay?
Please find that out in advance.
Yes, do that in advance. That is so important.
It's really not my job to tell you how much your mortgage is going to be.
Right. That is the lender's job. Okay? The realtor helps you find homes in your price range, in your budget. The loan officer is the one that you speak to first to let you know what your budget is, okay? First, okay? And it's going to depend on what your down payment is, what your credit score is, all of that. There's so many different factors that play into what your payment will be. So if you already know that you're going in this house buying game and saying, okay, I don't want my payment to be over $1,000 a month, okay?
I hear that number a lot.
Yeah, because that's a very popular price range. However, that's going to put you in the mortgage amount of like $140 at the most $150.
You hear that? You want
$140.
$1,000 month payment? $140.
Yes.
And there's like 4 of those on the market.
4. Okay. If you're buying in Atlanta, boo-boo, you're going to have to be flexible. Okay, if you want a $1,000 payment, please don't expect to go to Alpharetta. Okay, please do not expect. I'm just saying, you know,
unless you find like a cute little condo that's like $100,000, because the HOA fees are going to be $350 per month.
Yes. So have a thorough question about that. That's very, very, very important. Okay, because we want you to get in this house, but we don't want you to struggle to keep it. Okay. So check that. All right, the fourth thing, how much money are you going to need? Okay, everyone's situation is different. How much money you need is going to depend on the sales price, how much your down payment is, how much the closing costs that you are responsible for paying. Okay, Sometimes you get with the realtors and you may say, well, can the seller just pay all my closing costs? They're not obligated to. Especially when you're in a situation where you have 5 to 7 people bidding on the house that you want. Okay, you're gonna have to come with it. You know, you may have to put in your bid to say, look, I really want this house so much that I'm willing to pay my own closing costs. Okay. Speaking of which, your down payment and your closing costs are 2 totally different things. Okay, so your down payment is the percentage of the sales price that you're going to contribute to buy the house. Your closing costs are your third-party fees that you pay to the title company, the attorney, the county, the state, property taxes, homeowners insurance. Those costs are separate and they are your responsibility as the buyer. Your realtor is the one that can help negotiate who pays what, okay? So speak to your lender and ask them, okay, if everything came on me, what would I need to make sure I have saved in the bank? And that's going to also open up, you know, I wouldn't say a can of worms, but to let you know up front what you need to do and what time frame you're working with, okay? If you only got $1,000 in savings right now, your lender may say, look, you may need to wait a couple months, you know, so yes. So with that being said, we're moving on to the 5th and final thing that your loan officer needs to tell you, okay? They need to say, what are the potential issues that can come up based on your circumstances, okay? Sometimes we compare our situations with other home buyers. Well, my cousin didn't have to go through this when she bought her house, or my uncle said that he didn't have to put no money down. Okay, that's not going to always be your situation. Okay, your lender is going to ask you very detailed questions. Okay, so they're going to ask you, have you filed your taxes for the last 2 years? Because we need to verify that Uncle Sam know about your income. Okay, if you haven't filed your taxes, then you know that could be an issue because we have to verify your income. If you're in the process of changing jobs, that's something we need to know. Because what if your income changes? You know, what if there are other circumstances? So you have to pay attention to those things, okay? Also, we look at, you know, what if you need more money than initially anticipated, okay? What if there's an issue with the way your income is calculated? So like if you're a server or you're a truck driver or you're self-employed, your income is going to be calculated differently than those that are W-2. So like I said, they're going to get all in your business during the pre-approval process, and it's best to get those things resolved and answered up front rather than wait until the middle or the back end of the loan process, and then you say, why didn't y'all tell me that this was going to go on? So ask those questions up front. So
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about like when you said telling things up front. One time I had a client that paid child support, a court ordered child support, but they did not, well, no one asked them that up front, but they didn't share it either. Somehow it came up like right before they were about to close, and it made their DTI. We closed, but it was just information that was not disclosed. And it wasn't asked, and I feel like it was that loan officer's fault, kind of, not for prying or whatever, but anything like that, you need to go ahead and disclose it up front if you feel like it could be an issue. You feel like you might owe taxes, like anything.
Let me tell you, so many different things come up. You know, like even if you don't say anything, trust me, they're gonna find out.
They're gonna find out.
The decision makers behind the scenes, behind the loan officers, their job is to go through and do a thorough, detailed check on your taxes, on your income. You know, they check, you know, to see if there have been any liens filed against you. They look at your pay stubs to see what deductions are coming out. Because if
they make sure they're real pay stubs.
Yeah, real pay stubs. they check. There's a way. They even check to make sure that the Social Security number you gave them belongs to you. There's a check where there's a form that you have to complete. There's so many different things, and trust me, it's best to disclose that information rather than wait until later, because it can cost you in the end. So if you know that you owe child support, if you know that
you can't buy a house if you owe child support.
You can buy a house, but the thing is that monthly child support payment is going to affect how much money you can borrow.
Okay, so what if you're late and you haven't been paying?
If you have not been paying your child support, that's going to be an issue.
Like, would the lender know that? Or not really? I never even thought about that.
They have a way to find out.
And do they search that or not?
They do search that. Because let me tell you something. If you've been late on your child support, it's going to show up on your credit report, and it's also going to show up on a back-end search, like a fraud search, or the different type of searches they do on customers that's borrowing hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a house. Because like I said, the lender wants to see what's the likelihood that they're going to have an issue with getting the money back from you. And if there's child support that you're not paying, if evictions, collections, if there's student, even judgments, they do a search to see if you owe like Capital One and all these other creditors and all that. So you have to make sure that you disclose that information, because they're going to find out. And even if they find out at the end, well, why didn't y'all say this in the beginning? Well,
and I know y'all get to see the loan officer and their beautiful faces, and they're very helpful and everything, but it's the underwriter's job to find reasons not to give you a loan.
That is so true.
Like, they are protecting the company that pays their bills. So it's like, no, this person is not reliable. They're not responsible. They don't look like they're going to, you know, pay us back, basically. So that's their job, to find excuses, and it's our responsibility up front to make sure that you're not providing that excuse for them.
Exactly. One example that I give to a lot of the home buyers that I speak with is, think of this like a potential relationship. We've all dated and we've all vetted somebody, and especially if you've done a lot of internal work to make sure that you were right to even being in a relationship anyway, you want to make sure that whoever comes up in your situation is not going to mess up what you work hard for. And so when you think about it with the bank is going to say, okay, we got some money to give, but we want our money back. What is the likelihood, or what's happened with this person's situation, that is going to let us know whether they can pay the money back or not, even if they had bad issues? Because you know, we've dated people that had issues in the past. We're going to see how they came back in the game strong. Like, okay, I'm not going to hold your past against you, but I need to know what you come to the table with now.
Exactly.
You know, so that we compare that to relationships as well as your financial relationship. If it was your money, okay, put it like that. What if it was your money? Shana, I had some issues in the past, but I need you to give me $250,000 so I can buy my dream house, and I can build generational wealth and pass the home to my child and all that, because my child need a house when I go on to glory.
I want to know why.
Yeah.
Why I got the help. Why you need my help? Where your money?
Right. But this is what I can do. I can save my own down payment, my credit. I had a 581 credit score, but now it's a 660. I got $10,000
Showing responsibility.
Yes, I've been on my job for 5 years, and I just paid off my student loan so I can make room for my dream house. Please give me the money. So
yes,
what you bring it to the table. Sometimes you do have to think, instead of thinking like a borrower, think like a lender. Okay, that'll help you understand what is the lender going to want to see. So if someone comes to you for money, are you gonna be okay with them not filing their taxes? Because if you cheating Uncle Sam, I know you're gonna cheat me. So what if they're not paying their child support? What if their income and employment history is spotty? What if they had like 5 jobs in the last 6 months? We need some stability here. So we tell you this so you can know, because sometimes loan officers will say, well, fix your credit and come back in 6 months. They don't give you details. Or save your money, and come back. You need to know why. Cool.
So that was very helpful. Let's recap on the 5 things. It was
the 5 things.
What type of loan
you're
going to qualify for?
Yes.
Your price point. The amount you need to stay in. Your level of comfortability.
Yes.
That is the word.
Yes. What you can afford. How much your estimated payment will be. Okay.
Don't look on Zillow.
Don't.
Zillow doesn't include all the numbers. They don't have all the facts, okay? They're missing two or three key components to every mortgage.
And then how much money you're going to need for your down payment and closing costs, okay? And the last thing are what potential issues can come up based on your situation, okay? You gotta know those things.
Those are 5 important things, and I'm sure you learned something in this video. It was great chatting with you today.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching. If this video was educational for you or if you learned something, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.